Good evening everybody, welcome to Apex Racing TV, welcome to iRacing Live, and welcome to the heartland of America. We're here at Road Atlanta in Georgia, where we're getting set for the next race meeting of the BSR Hub Mazda MX-5 Cup Series. Well, hello everybody, Adam Bath here with Dave Christie and Sam Kumo on the cameras, and welcome to a bumper evening's worth of racing on Apex Racing TV. Whilst we're here at Road Atlanta, over with Alex Simpson and Andrew Woodhouse, we'll be getting the first race meeting of the VW Jetta and Kia series underway in the Club 73 Touring Car Championship. Well, Dave, we're at Road Atlanta. After the exploits of the Nordschleife last week, it's good to go to a circuit that's relatively short this time.
Yeah, that's exactly the case, and a very good evening, Adam. It's nice to come back to the relative calm and tranquility of Road Atlanta here in Georgia. A beautiful 1.76 mile circuit with 10 turns. It is hopefully going to be a little bit more civilised than last week.
Yeah, I don't think it'll take 10 minutes for drivers to complete laps here this time, thank goodness. Yeah, Max, right, thanks for that. But yeah, let's run you through the championship standings going into this race meeting. Round 10 of a 36 race season. Ash Beard leading the way in the standings, with Rob Hartley, who seems to be the king of race threes at the moment, in second place, 18 points behind him. Jamie Ez in third, tier 2 driver and third overall. Stalin Chepelevsky for Apex in fourth position. Chepelevsky, incidentally, was the fastest man in the practice session, which has just finished. Kip Stevens in fifth place with Lorne Murray in sixth for tier 2 driver there. Seventh, Steve Hefford for Team Momo. Then eighth, Lee Deemer. Ninth, Dan Hunt, and joint ninth, Dan Hunt, and Max Wright, who we were just mentioning there as well. And Colin Robinson in 11th. And just over in the AM standings, it is Jamie Ayres leading the way there with Lorne Murray in second. Third, Max Wright. Fourth, Roy Ververke. Fifth, Lee Barmer. Sixth, Laura Bond. Seventh, Brian Holmes. Eighth, Cesario Rizzo. Ninth is Brian Landemore. And 10th is David White. Then we've got a Rookies Championship this season. Lee Deemer leading the way there. Robinson second, 40 points behind him. Then Steve Walker third with Michael Barry in fourth. And Gavin Wakefield in fifth. And finally in the team standings, we've got Automech leading the way. Good to see them right at the top of the standings, with CQR Club 34 points behind them. Triple SSS in third. Then Enginal Direct in fourth. Those are the only teams that seem to be scoring points so far this season. And Andreas Katz leading the way in the safest driver standings as well. Road Atlanta then, Dave, it might be short with only 10 turns, but the drivers aren't going to have too much respite around here. Long flowing corners around this track.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, the long flowing corners and the fact that it is a nice, generous, wide circuit, Adam, really is going to make things very, very difficult for the drivers, because obviously these MX-5s do like to get behind each other, do like to get into the slipstream, and as we've seen in some of the previous races, it's all about that key word, momentum.
Yeah, this Mazda MX-5, you've got to make sure you get the run on the entry and the exit of the corners, otherwise you're going to be really stuck for power down the relatively long straights we've got on this circuit, especially the final sector. You're really flat out from the beginning of the chicane all the way down to turn 1, and that's quite a long time on this lap. We've had a brilliant start to the season, Dave. We were at Monza, we've been to Spa, we've been to the Nordschleife. Really, starting as we've been to go on, it's been a brilliant start to the championship.
Yeah, it's sparks have definitely been flying this season, Adam. It's been fantastic to watch, and some of the big names coming right to the top. I mean, it seems like every single broadcast that we do, we're always banging on about Stelian Chepelevsky and some of the stunning performances that he's putting in. But Hartley as well. Hartley's been doing fantastically this season, and that's shown with the fact that he's only 18 points behind the leader at this early stage of the season.
Yeah, Rob Hartley taking victories in... didn't take a victory at Spa, but he did get a second place behind Ash Sutton in race 1. But at the second race meeting at Monza, that's when he really kick-started his championship. A second in race 1 again, and a win in race 3. And at the Nordschleife last week, he was able to get a podium in race 3, beating Dan Hunt and Jamie Ayres on his way to victory there. And yeah, looking at the standings going into this race meeting, yeah, second in the standings, 18 points away from Ash Beard. Qualifying underway at the moment. It's a quick 10-minute session, open qualifying, so everyone's out on the track as Nathan Davis goes off into the wall. Rob Hartley is, as we've just been speaking about him, he's currently on provisional pole ahead of Stelian Chepelevsky. Not too much between them, mind, about 600ths of a second. Diogo Melro in third with Carlos Dieguez in, was there, but Brian Holmes has just elevated himself up to fourth. Dieguez down to fifth with Steve Hefford sixth, Andy Shield seventh, Alex Lauritz in eighth, Dries Nice in ninth, and Stephen Blokinger in 10th. Usual faces then inside the top five, Dave, but good to see another familiar face there in Carlos Dieguez. He's all of a sudden put in a time out of nowhere and is mixing up with the guys at the front.
Yeah, I mean, it's, as you said, nice to see some new names up towards the front. I mean, we've got Dries Nice up at the front as well. Alexander Lauritsen's been doing very well this season as well. And it is fantastic to see these new names coming up and mixing it with the big boys, just purely because it adds a little something to the mix. What happens is a lot of these names, a lot of these drivers will race in quite a lot of the series that we do here, Adam. And having the new names coming up and about, it really does mix things up a little bit.
Yeah, we haven't got too long left in the session, and you can expect the drivers for the running order to definitely get mixed up across the three races tonight. Of course, race 2 and race 3, we have got reverse grids. That'll be all up to what number the Wheel of Fortune lands on, which we always watch of interest every week. And hopefully we'll be having a few falls in there just to spice up the action even more. We haven't had too many multiple winners so far this season. Ash Sutton is one of them, but I don't think he's racing in the Mazdas today, but yeah, definitely one to watch out for over the next few race meetings. Well, this is the fourth race meeting of the season in the BSR HUV Mazda MX-5 series. We're at Road Atlanta today. Next week we'll be heading off to, as I look at the calendar quickly, we'll be heading on our way to Mount Panorama, Bathurst. So from the short circuit here at Road Atlanta, 2.83 kilometres, to the long, narrow, twisty, and then the quick straights of Bathurst. Then we end the month at Brands Hatch GP before going to the Nürburgring GP again, the Grand Prix circuit this time. Suzuka East, very short circuit, just the S's section we'll be using of the Suzuka track. Road America, so we'll be in Wisconsin later in February. And then we end the season at Le Mans, which will be very interesting to decide the title. These Mazda MX-5s, hopefully they're using the chicanes on the Mulsanne straight, because it'll just be like the Nordschleife last week, Dave. They'll just be bouncing off the rev limiter down that long Mulsanne straight.
That's a great point, and Le Mans is an absolutely stunning finale for the season, but I tell you what, Bathurst, oh my goodness me, that is going to be absolutely brutal. That track does not forgive, that does not forget, and seeing some of the previous races here in the MX-5, oh my goodness me, I cannot wait.
Probably one of my favourite races in favourite racetracks we use in the Kia in the BSR TC as well. Stelian Chepelevsky, checker flag is out in the session. He's just on a hot lap at the moment. Be interesting to see if he can improve on his time and try and better the pole position time set by Rob Hartley. And here he comes into the final chicane, one of the key overtaking spots on the circuit, and I think he's abandoned the lap as well. So don't see Stelian Chepelevsky setting any quick times in the remainder of the qualifying session. Ash Beard, though, is just going through the final corner. Championship leader, of course, out of the chicane. Just going to negotiate this final corner now. Pretty hard to get right if you're in a quick car, but relatively straightforward in these Mazda MX-5s. Through the final corner he goes, does a 106.149, and that is not an improvement for him. Ash Beard will be in fact it's improving actually, but it's not going to move him anywhere near the front. He's going to be starting in 25th place. Not what the championship leader would have wanted, Dave. He's going to be right in the mix now for the first race of the day.
It could be tactics, Adam. I'm trying to give him some credit here. He'll not be happy, but going through to the back of the grid, that reverse race, you know, it might put him in the mix for race 2 and 3.
Yeah, it might just be a factor of him either not practicing the track, or maybe it's just a track he doesn't like. Well, we're coming to the end of the qualifying session. Let's run you through the starting grid for race 1 of the day here. 3 15-minute races at Road Atlanta. Rob Hartley starting on the pole position then, a time of 1 minute 4.669. We're going to rack up quite a few laps in these 15-minute races tonight. Stelian Chepelevsky starting second with Diogo Melro in third. Brian Holmes in fourth with Carlos Dieguez in fifth. Sixth, Dries Nice with Alexander Lauritsen in seventh. Steve Hefford 8th, Andy Shield in 9th, and Matt Webb rounding out the top 10. 11th, Stephen Blokinger. Nathan Davis in 12th after being 4th in the practice session. A good 1.5 seconds slower than his time in practice in qualifying. Alex Walensky 13th, Steve Walker in 14th, Jamie Ayres 15th, 16th for Jason Flood with Rory Butcher in 17th, Jim Flanagan 18th, Joe McDonald in 19th, and Colin Robinson in 20th. Max Wright starting in 21st, Lee Deemer 22nd, one of those rookies, of course. Lorne Murray 23rd, Mario Girard in 24th, and there is Ash Beard, championship leader, starting in 25th place. Alan Mitchell starting in 26th, Cesare Rizzo 27th, Kip Stevens 28th, 29th Rob Graham, Simon Landemore in 30th, Thorstein Helgersen 31st, 32nd Jörg Dankert. Good to see him back after a long time out in recent times. Kevin Woods 33rd, 34th Michael Barry, 35th Lee Barmer, 36th Andy Brozens, and then Roy Verke in 37th, and Simon Roden starting at the back in 38th place. Nice to see a big grid as well for this race day.
Yeah, absolutely massive grids here. That's what, 38 cars I count on the grid, all raring to go here.
Too long to go for the start then. We've advanced and we are getting ready to go. The revs are beginning to rise. The lights are on. And we're away here at Road Atlanta. It's a good start away from the line from Rob Hartley, but Stelin Chepelevsky will have the preferred line going into the first corner. You can see all the cars fanning out as we head down the straight for the first time. Is Stelin Chepelevsky going to have the advantage into turn 1? Round the outside he's going to go. Rob Hartley's leading on the inside, and he is just going to be clear of Stelin Chepelevsky as we head up towards turn 2 into the S's section for the first time. Melrose still in 3rd, then it's Brian Holmes, then Diego's in 5th. A good start for Matt Webb. Not the best start for Alexander Lauritsen. He's down 3 positions. Cesare Rizzo up 6 positions as well. And it looks like, Dave, we're relatively clean through the first sector on lap 1.
Yeah, but if my eagle eyes do not deceive me, I spotted somebody jump at the start, and I'm pretty sure it was number 21, Jason Flood, but I'll double check on that one. But there was definitely a car moving forward there as we've got somebody off into the barriers there. And perhaps you caught who that was, Adam?
Yeah, it was Blokinger, problem for him, and a problem for the Apex Academy car, Thorstein Helgersen. And Alex Lauritsen, one of the big losers away from the start as well, down 2 positions, and that's not what Blokinger would have wanted. A starting aside the top 10, and now he's got a lot of work to do, and he might have to take a visit to the pits as well. But here we come around the chicane and round the final flat-out right-hander to complete lap 1 of the race. Matt Webb losing a few positions as well. He's dropping down to 14th place. That surely must be a slowdown, Dave. It's relatively easy to do in that chicane as well.
Yeah, that's the point, but I'm watching Chepelevsky hunting down Hartley here. He's taken all of the curb and then some, really all over the back end of that Mazda of Robert Hartley at the moment. Drifts wide, Hartley snaps the car a little bit, he's lost the lead. Chepelevsky takes the lead. We've seen quite a few cars at him doing that. Very stiff suspension setups, and the car just jerks out one way and the other, and all hell is breaking loose.
We saw it at the Nordschleife last week, and look at this, 3 wide in some places out of that right-hander, back onto the full circuit here at Road Atlanta. These Mazda MX-5s, they do not like quick changes of direction, and we definitely have that in abundance in the S's section. Dries Nice now up into 3rd place, then it is Carlos Dieguez, and then it is Rob Hartley and Steve Hefford in the mix as well. So Hartley down to 6th place now, the man that started on pole position. The Momo car of Hefford up the inside of Dries Nice, and Jason Flood is dropping down the order. What has happened to Jason Flood? He was 11th at the start of the lap. He's off in the chicane, Dave. I think he lost it on his own.
Unbelievable action going on here. Carlos Dieguez and Steve Hefford battling it out for 4th place here, and the relatively unknown name of Carlos Dieguez absolutely giving it what for here.
Yeah, great to see him mixing it with the guys at the front. Started in 5th place, still in 5th now as we start lap 3 of the race. And yeah, keeping his car relatively clean in the early stages. Rob Hartley will definitely be ruining that mistake. He could have been up at the front with Stelin Chepelevsky, but now Cheppy has a 9/10 of a second, close to a second advantage over Diogo Melro. Lauritsen and Holmes both losing positions on this lap. They've both lost out to Nathan Davis, who's been able to gain a few positions on this lap. Davis, who was the star of the show in the BSR TC last Thursday at the Nordschleife, managed to take the win there in the final corner of race 3, and he's moving up the field nicely, Dave. He's already up 4 positions.
Yep, fantastic start for him. There's really action kicking off everywhere throughout the field here. And is it just my eyes, or is Diogo Melro actually starting to catch up onto Chepelevsky? He's brought that gap down to 0.8 seconds and bringing along Dries Nys with him as well.
Yeah, the gap's down to 8 tenths of a second, and yeah, Diogo Melro slowly eating into Stelian Chepelevsky's lead here on lap 4 of the race. Oh my word, we've had a huge crash, an absolutely huge crash out of turn 1. Matt Webb and, oh no, please don't face the track, guys, and Ash Beard, championship leader Ash Beard. What has happened here? Let's have a look. Going into the first corner, oh, it's Max Wright, and there's already a car off in front of them. Max
Wright and Ches Rizzo off, just rejoined onto the track just now, so I fear it might have been them that were involved in that one, Adam.
Yeah, Matt Webb was the first car to have lost it, and then those guys come around the corner. Max Wright gets into Ash Beard, into Cesare Rizzo, sorry, and then Ash Beard also involved in this as well. So not what these guys will have wanted at all. And yeah, they'll be hoping for a nice reverse grid. Rob Hartley beat Carlos Dieguez then, and that is a change for position. That is Rob Hartley up a position now. Hartley up into 4th place. Dieguez still giving it his all though, and also Andy Scheel in the mix here in this fighting trio. Going through the SS section here, just 10 minutes to go then in the race, 5 minutes already in the books. And Dries Nys is starting to close in on Diogo Melro as well. I think unfortunately for Melro, he's going to have to start to focus in the mirrors rather than focusing up the road with Stelian Chepelevsky. Cheppy's lead now, Dave, 1.6 seconds.
I was literally just about to comment on that. Dries Nys is absolutely giving it what for to Diogo Melro. He has been pestering him for the last lap and a half now, and almost made a dive up on the inside of turn 1, thought better of it and backed off. And I tell you what, this is definitely going to be something to watch for the rest of the race, because Dries is looking like he's got some pace on Diogo Melro.
Yeah, and he's got the fastest lap of the race in his favour as well. He set that a few laps ago, 1:04.645 lap traffic. They're just coming out of the pits to negotiate now. That is Simon Landemore that they've just negotiated there. Hopefully he'll get out of the way of the rest of these guys and filter back into the track nicely as he nearly collects Rob Hartley on his way out of the pits. That will allow Carlos Dieguez to close in on him through the SS section. And here comes Dries Nys as well on Diogo Melro through this long right-hander, which makes this circuit...
we've got contact down the midfield there. Goodness me. Brian Holmes and Rory Butcher coming together. Brian Holmes...
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like just very, very firmly closed the door on Butcher as he went to make a previous overtaking attempt, and it spilled over. And yeah, Butcher and who else was that was out there, Adam?
That was like Jörg Dankert, who was a lap down as well. So 2 lap down cars really causing issues for these guys. That's not what you want at all. Simon Landemore got hit by Alex Lauritsen, and then Brian Holmes getting done in by Jörg Dankert. So I'm sure a few penalties will be getting handed their way there. But that is the section, Dave. It's just the one part of the circuit really where it's just one line, and you can't really go too wide through that section without any form of contact happening.
Yeah, it's just part and parcel of the course. I mean, it's you know, a little bit of driving etiquette as well to try and avoid incidents like that happening. But I know before the race we were actually talking about how wide the track is.
Rob Hartley's off again, and it's in the section of the circuit where we saw him off earlier, Dave. And he got a right tank slapper on there, and he went into the concrete wall on the outside. And I won't be surprised if he's got a bit of damage now on his Mazda.
I think a bit of damage is putting it very lightly, Adam. That car is absolutely scrapped.
Yeah, it only looks like the left rear suspension is broke, or he's got a flat left rear. The front of the car seems to be hanging off the ground as Davis and Scheel now start battling.
Yeah, that car is well and truly a write-off, and I think he's going to have a big look as he almost loses it again there. He does lose it. He's going to have a look at his car settings between races. That suspension is far, far, far too firm. It's snapping wildly whenever he gets into the S's, and it's just going to keep causing trouble for him for the rest of the night, Adam, if he doesn't sort it now.
Yeah, open setup in this series, of course, so the drivers can make their own modifications on these cars. And yeah, plenty, and we've got a great battle now between Andy Shield, Nathan Davis and Carlos Dieguez. This is Dieguez in 5th place, 6th is Nathan Davis, 7th Andy Shield, going through the long right-hander here.
But
Davis,
I tell you
man
what,
on the
right
move.
up at the front, sorry to jump in, Adam, Dries Nice and
Oh,
Diogo Melro. Dries getting past Diogo Melro there, and the two of them are absolutely fighting. But what has happened to Chepelevsky? Because the pair of them have caught him up. The three of them are all together now.
It must have happened on this lap because Chepelevsky's lap times have all been fine the last few laps of this race. Let's see what it was as they come across the line. 107.269, 2 seconds slower than all these guys. And yes, Stalin Chepelevsky is a wanted man now. You can see how close Dries Nice is, Diogo Melro is. So watch out for that in the second half of this race. We've got final quarter of the race, in fact, because we've got just over 5 minutes to go here in race 1 of the day at Road Atlanta. And also, keep your eye on the battle between Andy Shield and Carlos Dieguez. In fact, Dieguez has lost both the positions whilst we were looking at Diogo Melro and Dries Nice. Carlos Dieguez now down to 7th place, which is a shame after he started in 5th. Couldn't hold off Andy Shield and Nathan Davis for too long in that race. So, yeah, Nathan Davis now inside the top 5. Andy Shield down is now up to 6th, sorry. And Carlos Dieguez now down in 7th, Dave.
Yeah, it's a shame for Carlos. I mean, it was a fantastic start for him, but I've got to be honest, I'm absolutely enthralled now by this 4-way battle for the lead, which is what it is now. Chepelevsky, Nice, Melro and Hefford all giving it big guns right now. Chepelevsky is trying very hard to break away, but he's just not able to do it. Dries Nice with some incredible pace right now.
Across the line, 105.2 for Chepelevsky, 105.0 for Dries Nice. I wonder if Chepelevsky bolted off too quickly in this opening race of the day, because he's definitely under pressure now. Oh, he drifts a little bit wide going into the S's. We might have lost Andy Shield. We have lost Andy Shield. He's around in the first corner. So
and that was Carlos Dieguez that came together with Andy Shield.
So another problem there, and Andy Shield dropping down the order, down to about 13th, 14th. He might be in a bit of bother now. Let's see what Dries Nice can do then. When we get to the line, there will be just under 4 minutes to go in the race. Not too many laps left, about 4 or 5. And, oh, is he going to have a little look at the inside? No, just thinking about it, but he's got Stalin Chepelevsky right where he wants to be, and going through the chicane, over the top of the hill, and then back down, plunging down the hill into the final corner. Here comes Dries Nice. He's setting up Chepelevsky perfectly here, Dave.
Yeah, that was a great exit from that corner there. They're toe-to-toe as they go across the line to start the next lap here, lap 11, and it's 4 cars within a second of each other, Adam. This is all going to go crazy if they're not careful right now. Dries Nice all over the back of Stelian Chepelevsky, and you've got to think with the pace that he's got here, it's just going to be in a few laps' time he's going to try and make the move.
Starting to look as if it's a matter of when, not if. Yeah, going through the S's section is where Rob Hartley had his issues whilst leading. And you can see Steve Hefford trying to get past Diogo Melro as well. Maybe Hefford can sense that Melro is starting to hold him up. But here we go, onto the back straight towards the chicane. Is Dries Nice close enough to make a move this time? He was quicker than Chepelevsky by 0.2 of a second on that last lap. Still biding his time, but just can't get alongside Chepelevsky going into the chicane. 3 minutes now when we get to the line, so time is starting to run out here for Dries Nice. He's only going to have a few more opportunities to try and get the lead away from Stalin Chepelevsky, but he's definitely getting the apex car in all sorts of positions that Chepelevsky doesn't want to be. Across the line we go to start lap 12. 105.2 for Chepelevsky. That's the first lap in a little while that he's been quicker than Dries Nice, and he's just starting to regain his composure. But one thing is for sure, Dave, that if you make just one single mistake, Chepelevsky, Dries Nice is going to be right up the inside.
Absolutely, and not to be the bringer of bad fortune, but look who is in front of them, none other than Robert Hartley, who was sitting up in first place, so he's not a slow car, and they are catching him up quite quickly. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. Yeah,
Rob Hartley's got a brand new car, which is the rule in this series. If you get back to the pits, you get a brand new car and you can get on your way. You just get one though, you can't do it over and over again. But yeah, he's now in 29th place. I believe he is still on the lead lap, so he should still score points and will be in contention for the reverse grid, of course. But here come the leaders then, the leading quartet out the final corner. They're going to have just under 2 minutes on the clock when they cross the line, so we're going to be starting the penultimate lap here in race 1 of the day at Road Atlanta. Across the line they go, Chepelevsky 105.3. Also Dries Nice 105.3 as well. Diogo Melo 105.2, so the quickest out of the top 4, with Steve Heffer doing a 105.4 as well. So here comes Dries Nice then over the top of the hill, hoping that Chepelevsky just misses the apex by a little bit in that Apex racing car. He needs the slipstream to work in his favour as well, so he can get as much advantage as he can going down the back straight. But Chepelevsky, David, just seems to have a little bit in hand over Dries Nice for now.
Yeah, but emphasis on the little bit at the moment. I'm watching the onboard feed from Dries Nice, and yeah, to say that he is right in the slipstream is an absolute understatement here. It's beautiful watching just how quickly he can claw that gap back and how close he is to Stelian Chepelevsky. This is incredibly tense stuff.
We get to line, we'll be starting the final lap here. It's just going to be a mistake. That's what's going to settle this race, I believe. Through the final corner we go. 45 seconds left on the clock. This will be the final lap of the day, and Dries Nice is attacking straight away. Chepelevsky having to cover the inside. Dries Nice is going to go around the outside. Is he going to try and get a cut back through turn 1? He is. He'll get a better speed on the exit. Is it going to be enough for him to take the lead, though? He might just get alongside Willie. No, just not enough for Dries Nice to get up the inside there as Stelian Chepelevsky. Cheppy holds on for now, but Dries Nice is definitely closer than he was a lap ago. He's going to try and follow the Apex car through the S's bends here. He's right with him, Dave. I think he might have fancy an opportunity going into the chicane on the final lap now.
Yeah, we saw on that exit to begin the final lap there, Dries taking a very, very different line. He is definitely in control of this part of the race here. Stelian Chepelevsky made to work for it. They're going to go side by side as they come down towards this turn here, and it's not enough for Dries Nice though. He's going to try and whip it in to get the cut back, but Chepelevsky's going to make that car as wide as physically possible. Who knew that the MX-5 could be the width of a double-decker bus?
Through the final corner we go, and Stelian Chepelevsky, oh my word, he's out of control, but he wins race 1 of the day here at Road Atlanta. Dries Nice so close, battle between Lauritsen and Davis on the way to the line. Oh my word, they're crashing, they're all off and into the wall. They all cross the line though. The line comes up, and who was ahead at the line? It was Lauritsen by, what was that, about 5 thousandths of a second ahead of Nathan Davis, and then it was Rory Butcher behind those guys as well, crashing across the line. And yeah, 5th, 6th and 7th decided in dramatic fashion. Carlos Dieguez coming across the line in 7th place, and in 8th place, sorry. 9th, Alex Smolenski and Jamie Ayres rounding out the top 10. Brilliant first race day.
I had to be so quiet there. I was laughing so hard as Chepelevsky went on that final turn. I honestly thought he was going to lose it. Just managed to keep control of it, and what a thrilling end to that first race. Absolutely epic stuff. Bring on race 2 and 3.
We've got 2 more races to go. Reverse grids for both of them. We'll run you through the reverse grid in a moment. Let's run you through the finishing order then from race 1 of the day. Stelian Chepelevsky takes the win then, 94 thousandths of a second ahead of Dries Nice at the end. Dries Nice pretty much bumping Chepelevsky across the line there. Diogo Melo half a second behind the checkered flag, he completes the podium. Steve Hefford 1.3 seconds behind Chepelevsky in 4th. Alex Lauritsen then just finishing in 5th ahead of Nathan Davis and Rory Butcher. Carlos Dieguez in his opening race in the MX-5 series finishing in 8th. 9th for Alex Smolenski and Jamie Ayres rounding out the top 10. 11th for Steve Walker. 12th for Jim Flanagan. 13th for Lorne Murray, 14th Joe McDonald, 15th for Andy Shield. After that spin he was able to get going again and salvage a top 15 finish. Colin Robinson 16th, 17th Kip Stevens after starting in 28th place, 37th to 18th, good job there from Roy Ververke, 19th for Alan Mitchell and 20th for Mario Girard. 21st for Max Wright after starting in 21st, Matt Webb 22nd, poor start from him after starting in 10th. Kevin Woods finishing in 23rd with Rob Graham 24th, Simon Rose in 25th, Stephen Blokinger in 26th place, problems to him on lap 1 of the race. 27th Lee Barmer, 28th Rob Hartley, managed to limp round, get a brand new car and finish still on the lead lap, but 1 minute and 2 seconds behind the eventual winner. Brian Holmes 1 lap down after starting on the 2nd row of the grid. Ash Beard's championship leader involved in a big crash. He managed to pit and get a new car, but still finished 30th 1 lap down. He will still be in contention though for reverse grid, and if we get a full, be on the pole. Cesare Rizzo finishing 31st 2 laps down. Lee Diemer 2 laps down as well. Andy Brozens 3 laps down in 33rd place. Forstein Helgeson 34th. 35th Jason Flood. Simon Landemore 36th 7 laps down. Jörg Dankert rebaptism of fire, should I say, to the BSR series, finishing in 37th, 9 laps down, and Michael Barry finishing in 38th, 10 laps down. Let's get the reverse grid up and running then for the first time tonight. Set the grid for race 2, round 10 of the BSR MX5 series. In fact, round 11 of the Mazda MX5 series. Samuli Kumo, our cameraman, will get the wheel up on the screen and we'll spin it and we'll find out who's going to be the lucky man on pole position today. It is number 23 and it's going to be Kevin Wood starting on pole position with Matt Webb second, Max Wright third, Mario Girard fourth, and Dave Alan Mitchell starting in fifth.
Yeah, that's what I love, Adam, about these reverse grids. They really do throw a spanner into the works. We've got a lot of the faster drivers that are going to be starting right in the middle of the pack, and yeah, it's always entertaining to try and see them get their way through the slower cars. I mean, it's unfair to say slower cars. I need to try and find another word for them, but yeah, it certainly sets it up for an interesting race too.
Well, a brilliant way to start the day. Selin Chepelevsky just holding off Trees and Ice for the win there. But who's going to be crossing the line first in race 2? We've got a reverse grid to watch out for as well. Make sure you join me, Dave, and Sam Kumo on the cameras after the break. We're going to get set for race 11 of the BSR Mazda MX-5 series. Join us in a few moments.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. We're getting set for the second race of the day here at Road Atlanta in the BSR MX5 series. Great first race for Stelian Chepelevsky. He was able to just hold off the advances behind of Dries Nice and take his first win of the day. As I'm back here with Dave, Christie and Sam Kumo on the cameras. Dave, a good first race, and now we've got the reverse grid to factor into the equation as well. 23 cars reversed here.
Yeah, it was a fantastic first race. It was real tight stuff at the top between the four of them, between Stelian Chepelevsky, between Dries Nice, Diogo Melro and Steve Heffert. All were viable contenders for the race win at one point, and then drift their way into two little groups of two. But we've got slightly more favourable conditions, Adam, a little bit more grip hopefully for some of the drivers, but watching this warm-up we're still seeing a lot of stiff suspensions and a lot of snapbacks at the S's.
Yeah, I don't know what the drivers are thinking of in terms of the setup, but yeah, they definitely want the car to be agile through the S's bends, and that's been biting quite a few people, in particular Rob Hartley, Dave, in race one. We saw him have two problems, especially just on the exit of the S's. Yeah,
I think after race one that original car was pretty much good for scrap, Adam. Thankfully he returned to the pits, got a fresh new car, and was on damage control there. But he's really got a lot to answer for in the terms of getting his setup right for race two. Because, you know, to do it once is bad enough, but to do exactly the same thing several laps later, that is definitely going to be an issue for him.
Just in the warm-up session at the moment, we've just got over a minute before we head down to the grid to start the second race of the day. 23 cars reverse, so not the biggest reverse grid we have at our disposal, but yeah, still quite a few cars to get to reverse around. And one thing we did notice in the first race, Dave, is that the slipstream isn't playing too much of a part here, and yeah, it's pretty hard to overtake around this circuit.
Absolutely, and you know, slipstream does play a little part, but not certainly as much as we've seen in the other tracks. But what does play a part is something we mentioned before the first race, Adam, and that is momentum. If you lose your way round one of the corners, it's very, very easy to lose not one, not two, but maybe three or four places in just a matter of 3 or 4 corners.
And this is just again reiterating how this Mazda MX-5 is all about the consistency, as off goes Steve Heffert into the wall in the warm-up session. Drivers starting to learn their limits here, as also off is Jason Flood. He was also in strife in race one earlier. Now let's head down to the grid for the second race of the day then. 23 cars have been reversed. Roy Verke's car will be getting a new lick of planes after that in the warm-up. On the pole position then, it is Kevin Woods. Starting alongside him on the front row is Matt Webb. Max Rice in third, Mario Girard in fourth, Alan Mitchell fifth, Roy Verke sixth, Colin Robinson starting in 7th place, 8th Andy Shield, 9th Joe McDonald, 10th Lord Murray, 11th Jim Flanagan, 12th Stephen Walker, 13th Jamie Ayres, 14th Alex Walensky, 15th Carlos Dieguez, Rory Butcher 16th, Nathan Davis 17th, 18th Alex Lauritsen, 19th Steve Hefford, and 20th is Diogo Melro. 21st is Dries Nice, 22nd is Stelian Chepelevsky, our race one winner, 23rd is Rob Graham, 24th is Simon Roden, 25th Lee Barmer, 26th Rob Hartley, 27th Brian Holmes, 28th Ash Beard, 29th Cesare Rizzo and 30th Lee Deemer, 31st Andy Brosens, 32nd Thorstein Helgersen, and the rest of them as the lights are on. Green lights on and we're away. Good start from Matthew Webb. He might actually have the lead here over Kevin Woods going into the first corner. If he can get alongside Max Wright and Mario Girard, both away well going into the first corner. Is Matt Webb going to try and go around the outside? No, he can't get it done just yet. Max Wright going up the inside of Mario Girard, and a bad start for Steve Walker as well, down 6 positions. But good start from Matt Webb, Dave, as we go over the top of the hill.
Yep, Matt Webb takes the lead there, and Kevin Woods really slow, starting to cause incidents behind him. Mario Girard running into the back of Kevin Woods there, and that's going to cause some big issues there. And we see Max Wright, I think that is, moving up into 3rd place. Sorry, that's Mario Girard actually up into 3rd place and going right round the outside.
And straight we go. Max Wright trying to get back past Girard there, going down the hill. Matt Webb already starting to put a bit of an advantage over quite a few of these drivers here going into the chicane, but Yeah, Gerard just falling behind Max right there as we go through the chicane for the first time. Is everyone going to try and get through safely? Much cleaner start than race 1. Watching Diogo Melro and Dries Nice battle their way through there. And Max Reisinger, Kevin Woods also trading positions, going through the final corners, complete the first lap. That is Max right now through into second place, so he's gained the position there. And Kevin Woods, the pole sitter Dave, he's now lost 2 positions.
Yeah, that's the luck of the draw with these reverse grids though, Adam. That's the issue, is it puts some of the midfield drivers down into positions they wouldn't be normally used to, especially pole positions. A lot of pressure, and it's very, very easy to come unstuck. Goodness knows I've been on it a couple of times, and yeah, it didn't really work out too well for me, I've got to say.
I've never been on pole position. Shows that's just my racing resume summed up on iRacing anyway. Side by side, Nathan Davis and Carlos Dieguez also in the mix. Steve Heffer. These are the guys that are in front in race 1. They're having their own individual battle here at the start of lap 2 anyway. And all these guys now heading down the back straight again. Nathan Davis looking to the inside. You can see every driver fanning out. Jim Flanagan and Alex Lauritsen also changing positions. Oh, off is Dieguez! And off is Steve Efford as well. Efford has picked up some damage, but I think it is definitely Dieguez that has come off the worst for wear there, Dave.
Oh dear. And we've seen how vocal Steve Hefford has been about the quality of the driving in this series, and he's not going to be impressed by that one, but he's doing a fantastic job to try and recover, and a huge recovery there. Big instant with Jason Flood there. He goes straight into the side of Jason Flood. Almost lost for words I was there, but that was crazy action there from Steve Hefford, and just giving no room to Jason Flood whatsoever.
Wow, Jason Flood did a fantastic job of not hitting any cars that were coming his way. Full 360, was able to go again. Problems for Flanagan and Law Murray. Those lot were just, oh my word, where are they? They are at the bottom of the S's. Yeah. Did they come together? I think they might have done. Is it a quarter? Oh yeah, they just came together through the S's, and great job by car 36, Nathan Davis, to avoid it all. And yeah, those two that were just inside the top 15 a few moments ago are now back in the pits.
Oh my goodness me, what a move from Colin Robinson. I think that was number 11. Let me just double check. Actually, it wasn't. It was the blue car. It was number 19 actually. Jamie Ayres.
And off is Alan Mitchell.
That.
Car 1 is off, yes. Yeah, Alan Mitchell, he was fighting in amongst those guys at the time with Colin Robinson. And now Rory Butcher and Nathan Davis are all together there as well, Dave.
Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, Jamie Ayres, as I'm trying to say that, number 52 is off as well. That's Thorsten Helgeson bouncing all across the grass there. Basically dive bombed into the corner, took 2 cars, managed to do it cleanly, and it was an amazing overtaking move there from Jamie Ayres.
Rob Hartley in the grass there again, going through the right-hander. Cesare Rizzo's dropping down the order as well, so problems for him. More problems for Jason Floods. Jamie Ayres versus Kevin Woods then. As that changed position, and Andy Shield also getting a position. 3 wide in places down the straight there. Car 24 is in issues. That is Kevin Woods. He's losing positions hand over fist here. Don't know if it's a problem for his car, or don't know what the problem is. The pole sitter definitely has got something up with his Mazda MX-5 here. He's now down to 13th place, coming across the line. Other side of battle here.
We got to start lap 5 then, and it's honestly, I don't know where to look at him, because there's just mayhem going on all throughout the field. We're down with Rory Butcher, who's in 9th place, just behind Nathan Davis and Jamie Ayres here, and Jamie Ayres has lost it. He tries to put the foot down, he keeps it, and almost takes out Nathan Davis as well. They survive, and somehow it keeps going, but number 4, Rory Butcher, goes sideways as well. How on earth did they all manage to keep that going?
Blimey, Jamie Ayres was still wrestling with the car through the final part of the S's and nearly took out Nathan Davis on quite a few occasions. They were all able to survive, and this has just allowed all the cars behind to join in as well. Where we've got Diogo Melro, we've got Rob Hartley, we've also got Dries Nice also in there as well. Alex Malensky dropping down the order, problems for him. As up the inside goes Jamie Ayres, and here comes number 4 again. That is Rory Butcher going through the chicane. 9 minutes to go in this race, and we still know none the wiser in who's going to get the top 5 places in this race here. Through the final corner to start lap 6. Rob Hartley battling away just behind these guys with Dries Nice, and he's had some issues, Rob Hartley, because Steve Walker's just got by as well. But here comes Nathan Davis. Shaping up car 999, that is Dieguez. Oh, he needs a lap down. Oh no, that's Davis gone and he's out. Once again,
absolutely outrageous behaviour there from Dieguez there. I tell you what, we on about the level of standards of driving here. The four of them that were involved in that melee, that last lap rounds, I'm listening to the voice chat here. They're all laughing their heads off at him. They're having great time, having fun here. But what a move there by Dieguez. That's surely going to incur the wrath of the stewards after this.
Yeah, Dieguez was a lap down, and Nathan Davis was just trying to get by him, and Dieguez shouldn't be making a race out of that. He is a lap down, of course, and poor Nathan Davis. I think that is a disqualification for him. He reached the instant limit of 20, and he's out. But here we go, battle for third place between Max Wright and Alex Lauritsen. They're side by side down the front straight here. Car 3 of Lauritsen up the inside into the first corner. And he's now up into the podium positions, Alex Lauritsen. Not too far off his team, not too far off fellow driver Andy Shield either, who's in second place. But all of these guys way off Matt Webb, who is 1.8 seconds away at the front.
Yep, Matt Webb is absolutely lit the fuse. He is away right now. As you said, 2.2 seconds ahead of Andy Shield in second place, coming across some of the back markers who move across. Very, very nice move there. Absolutely no impediment to the racing action here. So it's going to be very interesting to see whether or not Shield can catch him up, because it does look like that gap is starting to come down a little bit.
1.4 seconds, he's gained half a second on this lap. This battle continues though for 8th, 7th and the likes. It's Jamie Ayres leading them around, then it's Diogo Melro with Rory Butcher for company. Rob Hartley's also in the mix there, he's battling away with Steve Walker. They're side by side on the exit of the chicane, and it looks like Hartley's got the position, so Hartley up into 11th place, a gain of 15 positions for him throughout the race so far. You can see the apex car of Stelin Chapalevsky also in, and side by side Rory Butcher and Diogo Melro. Those two going at it down the front straight, wheel to wheel, into the first corner. Melro looks like he's just going to hold on to his place for now, but just going to come back up the outside here. Oh, Melro, he's there, be careful. And Melro's just able to hold on.
And there's Dries Nice as well, having a little go as well. He's obviously managed to catch on to this one, but what an exciting group of cars this is, and some fantastically fast racers as well. Jamie Ayres, Melro, you've got Butcher, Nice, Hartley as well in the mix there, and it's anyone's game.
Out through the long right hander we go, and onto the back straight. Dries Nice right in the slipstream now, right in the toe of Rory Butcher. Butcher moving across the racetrack just to try and defend his position a little bit. You can see Stelin Chapalevsky up the inside of Andy Shield as well, into Steve Walker, into the chicane. And Butcher just holding on, but you can see the fantastic run that Dries Nice has got out of the chicane, and he's got the overlap. He's up the inside into the final corner. This could be interesting here. Through we go. Nice is going to try and get that 9th place. Butcher will try and come back on the outside, and really, Dave, that outside line where Nice is, that's really the racing line.
Yeah, we've seen so much speed going around it, and and there goes Rory Butcher.
That's not the racing line. Back on he goes, and he's going to lose all those positions. He's going to be back at the back of this train. He's now in 13th place.
Yeah, and that's desperately frustrating for Rory Butcher as well. Fights very, very hard, very aggressive driver as well, and it'll be interesting to see how he can recover from that. Still 10th place though, not a bad day at the office. I'm pretty sure he can catch on the back of that, but it looks like he might be getting taken by number 23 as well, Joe McDonald. Of course, he's all the way back down into 14th place.
Down to 14th, and also the battle continues. That is Diogo Melro getting ahead of Jamie Ayres. So Melro up 13 positions now from where he started, up into 7th. Jamie Ayres down to 8th, and Dries Nice wants to follow him through as well. He's going to try and go around the outside of the final corner here. Jamie Ayres will give him the space as well. A battle for the lead, 0.2 of a second.
Yep,
How are you going to say?
You read my mind there. Shield is right on the back now of Matt Webb, and the cars are really, really starting to squirm about, and I'm wondering whether or not the tyres are going to start playing a factor in this, because there's no way that Matt Webb has lost all that time to not only Andy Shield. I mean, it's not just that Shield's done an amazing job here catching up, he has, but if you look at Alexander Lauritsen as well on the pace as well, it looks like Matt Webb's days are numbered.
Here comes Andy Shield, and he's going for it straight away up the inside. Of course, Dries Nice had his issues trying to get past Stelin Chapalevsky in race 1. and the gap going back up to half a second there through the final part of the chicane. But yeah, Andy Shield definitely wants to get the win here. Matt Webb, I don't know whether he's listening to us and has decided to ease off the accelerator pedal. That's definitely not what it is, but Andy Shield right with him now. Shield looking to the inside, actually down the front straight. This could be a move for the lead here. Up the inside he goes. Is Matt Webb going to try and fight back on the exit? He might, but here comes Alex Lauritsen, and all of a sudden we've got 3 cars battling for the lead here. He's coming up on these guys with a fair rate of knots, and going into the right-hander and into the S's section. You can see Matt Webb just inside the car. The steering angles he was having to do, the amount of work he was having to do on the wheel as well. He's definitely struggling for grip in these later stages of the race day.
Yep, and a great move there, but I'm looking back at the battle now for 7th place, and it's still going on. It's still between Jamie Ayres, Dries Nice, Stelian Chmielewski and Robert Hartley, all battling for position as I hear a huge contact there. I'm wondering who's hit the wall at great speed. I couldn't quite see that there, but I did hear the unmistakable thump of an MX-5 hitting the wall there, and it looks like Dries Nice alongside Jamie Ayres as they're trying to catch on the back of Diogo Melro again. Through wide, going into the corner, surely this can't go in. Oh, they managed to get it. Goodness me, Dries Nice, I thought was absolutely positively going to T-bone Diogo Melro there, but he managed to break in time. Wow.
That was very close there, and you would have seen on your cameras that Lauritsen is through into 2nd place as well. Matt Webb down to 3rd, and yeah, all sorts of stuff kicking off here in the battle over 7th place. Who's that looking up the inside? That is Steve Walker trying to get past Rob Hartley. And yeah, Matt Webb, who was leading about a lap ago, is now down into 3rd position with Lauritsen and Shield now leading. But Dave, could Lauritsen win this actually? He seems to be the quicker of the guys as out is Stelian Chmielewski. Just quickly, I don't know what happened to Stelian Chmielewski. What happened to him? What happens?
I think he just lost it with the battle in front of them when Nice, Ayres, Hartley and Melro were all fighting it out. I did see him going off the track, so something happened to him. But going back to your point about Alexander Lauritsen, absolutely, this is what we've seen time and time again from all the different disciplines. You'll find that car that's in 3rd place is usually in the best position because the one in front in 2nd place is usually having to fight hard. The person in front is usually defending, and here we go, the move is being made by Lauritsen around the outside into turn 1 on Andy Shield. Isn't enough, he's going to try and get the cut back. He's got the speed. Can he make it here? Let's find out.
Lauritsen firmly closing the door, and Matt Webb behind him as well. Andy Shield, a man from the UK and Ireland. Alex Lauritsen, a man from Scandinavia, and Matt Webb, UK and Ireland as well, all battling away for the positions in the podium. And of course the race win as Lauritsen looks at the inside going into the S's, and out of the S's through the long right-hander onto the back straight. When we get to the line, there'll be 1 lap to go here. And covering the inside line is Andy Shield, but Lauritsen's still going to go for it. Is he going to look to the outside again? He is, going into the chicane. Oh no!
Contact, huge hit there, and Matt Webb is surely going to try and capitalise on that as well, as we've got number 943, I think that's Jim Flanagan, is recovering onto the track there. But huge contact there from Lauritsen, who was just so impatient, and he's really lost out badly.
He was trying to get a cutback or something, wasn't he? He just turned in too early, and Andy Shield was still there, which is not what he would have wanted at all. So, yeah, that's what happened there. Side by side, Jamie Ayres and Dries Nice are going at it as they start the final lap of the race now. Andy Shield having a 0.6 of a second lead over Matt Webb. Up the inside goes, tries to go Dries Nice, but Jamie Ayres is still there. And in that Lemmings liveried car as we head over the top of the hill. No way through just yet, but Andy Shield now 0.4 of a second between himself and Matt Webb. I think it's just too far away for Matt Webb to gain any ground and make a move inside this final lap. But Andy Shield leading here with just a few corners to go. Looks like he's going to be set to take the race win here unless Matt Webb just throws something up the inside, which I don't think he's going to do. No, he doesn't. With the final chicane they go. It's quite a good run actually here, but I think Andy Shield will just have enough to take the win. It's going to be close. But race 11 of the BSR MX-5 series, as we go through the final corner, will go to Andy Shield. Yes, he will take the win just at the line. 0.1 seconds ahead of Matt Webb in the end, with Alex Lauritsen finishing 3rd, Dave.
Yep, great result, and I'm just watching the battle going on behind here. It looks like Diogo Melro is going to take 7th. Jamie Ayres is going to take 8th place, Dries Nys taking 9th, and that was Stephen Walker taking 10th. So stunning finish all throughout the field, lots and lots of drama, lots of action, and I'm sure the stewards are going to be very, very busy after this race, Adam.
Yeah, quite a few penalties should be handed out, so I don't know whether they will be or not. Definitely the collision between Dieguez and Nathan Diaz will be one to look at. Lap's car getting involved in a car that was on the move, really, and I wouldn't have put it past him possibly being in with a shout at taking the win. Jörg Dankert's going to come through and take a 20th place finish after starting in 35th. There he goes across the line there. And Lee Barmer is going to be the last car on the lead lap. He's just coming across the line now and will get 21st position. Everyone else one lap down. So those are the finishers today in race 2. We've still got one more race to go after this. We're flying through the races today here at Road Atlanta. Let's run through the finishing order. Andy Shield takes the win then by just under 0.2 of a second. Alex Lauritsen finishing in 3rd place with Max Wright in 4th. 5th for Roy Verwerke, 6th Mario Girard, 7th Diogo Melro, 8th Jamie Ayres, 9th Dries Nys, and 10th for Steve Walker. Rob Hartley 26th to 11th, gain of 15 positions. 12th is Rory Butcher. Could have been a bit more if he hadn't gone off in the first corner with just a few laps to go in the race. Ash Beer, the championship leader, finishing in 13th place after starting in 28th. Some useful points for him after a terrible first race of the day. 14th for Joe McDonald. Lee Deemer finishing in 15th. 16th for 14th Joe McDonald, 15th Lee Deemer, 16th Rob Graham. Kevin Woods, the pole sitter, finishing in 17th place in the end. 18th for Steve Hefford, 19th Brian Holmes, and Jörg Dankert finishing in 20th with Lee Barmer, the last car on the lead lap, in 21st. Alex Smolensky finishing in 22nd, one lap down. 23rd for Stein Helgersen. 24th for Alan Mitchell. Stalin Chapalevsky also a lap down in 25th, problem to him late on. Colin Robinson 26th with Jason Floodfit 27th. 28th, the last car that will be classified and the last car eligible for the reverse grid was Simon Landemore. Jim Flanagan 2 laps down. Andy Brosens 3 laps down in 30th. Cesare Rizzo 31st, 5 laps down along with Simon Roden. 9 laps down Nathan Davis. Michael Barry 9 laps down. Lorne Murray 11 laps down. And Carlos Dieguez in 36th place, 11 laps down. Right then, reverse grid time for the final time tonight. Who is going to be sitting on pole position for race 12 of the season? We'll leave it in the hands of Sam Kumo to press the button and spin the wheel, and we'll find out who's going to be in the number 1 grid spots for race 12 of the season. And it's a full, fantastic, which is just what we wanted. Simon Landemore, 28 cars will be reversed. Simon Landemore starting on the pole position with Jason Flood 2nd. Colin Robinson 3rd, Stalin Chapalevsky starting in 4th, Alan Mitchell starting in 5th. Chapalevsky, Dave, that's going to be one of the best chances he's got to take a win in race 3.
Yeah, absolutely. That is going to be my absolute smoking hot tip for race 3 is going to be Chepalevsky on that one. Looking back through the grid as well, there's nobody really close enough that can match the pace that he has, and you know, it's the luck of the draw, as we keep saying, that in race 2, you know, you try your hardest, you end up quite high on the field and you end up getting left hung out to dry by the wheel. So it's going to be another thrilling race coming up.
Dave Christie is a verified tipster after race 3, but yeah, join us in a few moments here on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. We're going to get ourselves set for race 12 of the season, race 3 of the day here at Road Atlanta. Join me, join Dave, and join Sam Kumo on the cameras in just a few minutes here at Road Atlanta.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. We're getting set for the third and final race of the day here at Road Atlanta, the short circuit here in Georgia. Good first two races. Stelian Chepolewski taking the opening race win there, and then race two being capped off by a fantastic win for Andy Scheel, just holding off Matt Webb on the way to the line. And yeah, Adam Bath here with Dave Christie and Sam Kumo on the cameras. Dave, good first two races, and yeah, third race, going to be a full reverse grid.
Yeah, so race 1 was very, very interesting. Race 2 was, oh my god, awesome. Race 3, I want to say Chepelevsky is definitely going to win it, but given the sheer drama that we've seen through the previous 2 races, I'm not going to take anything for granted on this, and I don't think Stelian is either. We've seen some impressive drives from him through the different series, but yeah, very, very interesting stuff indeed.
He's already took a race win today, Stelian Chepelevsky. What are we wanting to add to that? He's not too far off the top of the championship going into this race meeting. He's only 37 points behind the likes of Jamie Ayres, Rob Hartley and Ash Beard, who have had mixed days to say the least so far.
Yeah, that's the problem with this circuit, and it's been mixed days, partly because of incidents that have been going on around them that they've just been caught up in. Certainly we saw a massive incident in the last race between, I think it was Steve Hefford, and I can't quite remember who it was that he came together with, but big drama there. And we've seen some very skillful driving as well, because there's quite a few times we've seen drivers going off and going sideways and still managing to hold on to it. So, you know, it swings and roundabouts really.
Of course, after today we will be a third of the way through the season. 12 races completed out of 36. And plenty of more races to look forward to over the season, of course. We haven't got too long now before we head down to the grid to start the race. We've just got 2.5 minutes to go. Of course, as well as this race tonight on Apex Racing TV, we have got the first race meeting of the Club 73 Touring Car Championship, the VW Jetta and the Kia Optima racing together. That is over at Silverstone. And I believe they should still be on after we finish. So if you want to go check that out, please feel free to do so as well. And yeah, thank you for joining us. Thank you for spending your Sunday night with us here as well. You might have just got back from the Autosport show if you're living in the UK. Hope you had a good weekend there. If you've been there as well, possibly checked out the iRacing stand as well.
Yeah, I've got to say, I hate whenever anybody's mentioned it this weekend on my Facebook and everything like that. I've been dying to go. Unfortunately, didn't get to go this year, but I'll be definitely aiming to go next year. Fantastic event, and amazing to see what a strong showing iRacing has there.
Yeah, iRacing bringing a big stand this year. Autosport, as the crashing continues in the warm-up. That's Jim Flanagan going off, probably hit by an Apex card. Don't know which one that is. That's probably Stelian Chepelevsky. There you go, the man that will be starting third on the grid.
Oh, that's a good omen for him, isn't it?
Yeah, he was off in that corner as well in race 2, and there you go, hitting Jim Flanagan. So, yeah, just trying to get it out of the way in the warm-up before he wants to do anything like that in the race. Doesn't want to get any penalties. Carlos Diego's second in the warm-up at the moment, but yeah, he had a good first race of the day today. Not the best second race. Was involved in a bit of contact with Nathan Davis on, from what we're hearing, a few occasions. But yeah, just under a minute to go now before we head down to the grid. 15-minute race, and it's not so straightforward for Stelian Chepelevsky. We saw that in race 1, Dave. He did pull away, and it's the same for Matt Webb as well in race 2. He pulled away, had a good 1 or 2 second advantage, but then towards the end of the race, everyone else was just able to close back in on him. Yeah,
I do wonder about the tyre wear being an issue there, and you know, we've seen that twice now in two, as you said, Adam, 2 consecutive races. We've seen the leaders shoot off, get a 2-3 second lap, and then suddenly get reeled back in. What we didn't see is whether or not there was any incidents that actually caused them to be pulled back. I think there was on Chepelevsky's lap, because he was about 2 seconds slower on that particular lap when he got caught back up, but just managed to hold it together. And I think the other point you were making is about the drivers wanting to get the crashing out their systems, absolutely spot on, because we saw an absolutely massive collision between Smolenski and Cesare Rizzo. So here's hoping that doesn't repeat itself during the race, Adam.
Down to the grid then, on pole position is actually Carlos Diego, so we'll get to see what he's all about here. That's thrown me. I think they've literally just done a full reverse grid Yeah, they have. So Carlos Dieguez starting on the front row of the grid on pole position with Lorne Murray second, Michael Barry third. In fact, this puts Stelian Shepelevsky all the way down in 11th place, so this will be interesting. Simon Roden in 4th, Cy Rizzo 5th, 6th is Andy Brozens, 7th Jim Flanagan, 8th Simon Landemore, 9th is Jason Flood, and 10th is Colin Robinson. Shepelevsky in 11th, 12th Alan Mitchell, 13th Thorstein Helgersen, 14th Alexander Swolensky, Lee Balmer 15th, Jörg Dankert in 16th, 17th Brian Holmes, 18th for Steve Hefford, 19th Kevin Woods, and 20th Rob Graham. And Andy Shield, our race 2 winner, starting in stone dead last in 34th place. Well, car moving before we even get going.
Michael Barry.
And the green light's on and we're away. And he's already exited, he's had enough. He doesn't want to serve the penalty. Michael Barry already gone, started on the second row of the grid, but it's a fantastic start from Carlos Dieguez. He's already leading going into the first corner, closely followed by Lorne Murray, third Simon Roden, fourth Cesare Rizzo. And now we're all trying to get through this right-hander for the first time. Are we going to do it safely this time? It looks like it. All 34 cars getting through, apart from Michael Barry, who jumped the start, Dave.
Yep, and that was quite a good start there. I was away to say, can I revise my prediction with Carlos Dieguez being up into pole, but looks like he's had a fairly clean start, so we'll give the lad a chance anyway. It looks like he's off to a flyer right now, and everything's quite casual as we go on.
It's a problem for Simon Landemore. He was already in issues in race 1. He's now dropping down the order. Stelian Shepelevsky's already up into 3rd place, so he's been able to negotiate the traffic with ease. Good start there from Stelian Shepelevsky. 3 wide here into the chicane. Jason Flood also with Alex Smolensky and Cesare Rizzo going out of the final chicane. That's definitely a battle to watch over about 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. Going through the final corners, complete lap 1 then. Carlos Dieguez has a 1.2 second lead, so fantastic first lap of the race there for Carlos Dieguez. Going into turn 1 then, Alex Smolensky, car 2, trying to get up the inside of a Cesare Rizzo, but here's the top 10 at the end of the first lap. It's Dieguez leading, Murray 2nd, Shepelevsky 3rd, Flanagan 4th, Flood 5th, Rizzo 6th, Smolensky 7th, Holmes 8th, 9th Hefford and 10th Robinson, as there's problems, Dave for Thorstein Helgersen.
Yeah, we saw Thorsten having problems in race 1 as well, and Adam problems, goodness me, there's barely anything in the front of that car left. Oh wow, what an impact he's had there, goodness me. But he gets it back onto the track, and yeah, he's certainly going to have felt that one.
Thought we were about to do a Andy Gray what a hit son then, but yeah, Thorstein Helgersen, well yeah, he's going to have to limp that back to the pits. Apex Racing Academy car. Brian Holmes v Cesare Rizzo here. Oh, and a whole load of others, extras as well. We've got Steve Hefford in the mix there, going through the final corner, trying to go around the outside. That looks like it's going to be a fantastic move. Yeah, it is. Steve Hefford through, up 10 positions. Brian Holmes also up 10 positions, so great start from both of those guys. Colin Robinson also in the mix here, going into the first corner. Jim Flanagan is dropping down the order, and he's off. He's off in the first corner. What's happened to Jim Flanagan? Has he lost it on his own? Blimey, he backed it into turn 1. The car was already sliding and it just continued to lose control, and the man that was in 4th place as we started the lap is now, with a lot of damage to the front of his car, in 27th place, Dave.
Yeah, and looking from the skid marks there, it was quite obvious what had happened there, but back up the fields, I'm watching the battle for 6th place here between Smolensky, Holmes and Hefford. They're side by side, they're Holmes and Hefford, as they come down towards the turn there, and beautiful move there by Steve Hefford to take 7th place there from Brian Holmes.
Of another position then, that is position gained number 12.
Oh, and there's carnage behind
Elmer,
Stephen
yeah.
Walker, I think that is, and number 46, that's Simon Roden, that's gone off, as well as, let's see, one of the other cars there, I think that's Diogo Melro that's off.
Yeah, it is, and just looking back at what happened, Melro saw a gap, went up the inside, the gap immediately shut by Simon Roden, and yeah, they both go off, and I think Roden probably came off slightly better than Diogo Melro there. No, in fact, I lie. Simon Roden into the pits. No problems for his Mazda MX-5. Stelian Shepelevsky update is up into a 2nd place. Carlos Dieguez has a 4.1 second lead with 10 minutes remaining. Stelian Shepelevsky isn't lapping actually too quicker than Carlos Dieguez. So Dieguez out front, the man on starting on pole, running his own race and doing very well at the moment, Dave.
Yeah, but it could also be a little bit of knowledge from Chepelevsky. He knows how these tyres are going to go, so it could be a case of he's letting the relatively inexperienced Carlos Diguez out into the front, letting him hammer those tyres and knowing that it possibly will come back to him towards, say, lap 8 or 9.
I think Carlos Diguez can afford to not take his foot off the gas entirely, but he can afford to take it relatively easily. He doesn't have to push too much with a 4-second lead. As Alex Smolensky and Jason Flood now battle going into the first corner. In fact, the battle's been completed because Heifer nearly losing it there, trying to get past Jason Flood. Alex Smolensky then through into what is 4th place. Jason Flood in 5th, 6th Steve Hefford, 7th Brian Holmes. Quartet battling away there. And Rizzo 8th, 9th Hartley, and 10th Colin Robinson. I think the biggest mover throughout the field so far is Matt Webb. Was 2nd in race 2. Dave started in 2nd last on the grid, and he's already up to 11th.
Yeah, and he's right in the mix of it as well, leading that little group of Jamie Ayers, Jorg Danker and Dries Nice as well, so he's doing really, really well. But we switch our attention back up to Chepelevsky and Carlos Diguez, and I think Diguez is still pulling away just ever so slightly from Chepelevsky.
It's going to have to be a massive drop-off if Stallion Chepelevsky wants to win this race. 105.7 for Dieguez, 105.5 for Stallion Chepelevsky. Gap still 4.1 seconds at the end of the lap. Fastest lap of the race by Rob Hartley. He's a man on the move. Won race 3 at the Nordschleife last week. He's just got past Cesare Rizzo and set the fastest lap of the race with a 104.920. Next on his list will be Brian Holmes. Always in front of them, Steve Hefford and Jason Flood are going to go side by side through the S's. Car 48 versus car 21. Hefford up the inside, and he is just going to be clear by the time we get to this long right-hander. Jason Flood still in the mix there, but here up the inside comes Brian Holmes. There's not a gap, and they both make contacts, and into the wall goes Brian Holmes. And there will be some damage to his Mazda MX-5, Dave.
Yep, and I'm listening to the radio comms from the drivers, and Brian very, very unhappy at that. You saw that one coming. Jason lost the place to Steve Hefford there. Hefford was getting really impatient with Flood. You could tell from the manner of the car. Managed to eventually to get past Flood. Flood frustrated at losing the place there. Really trying hard to battle against Brian Holmes to defend that position there. And he turned in and there was just no space there. And I think the stewards may have something to say after the race about that one.
Yeah, and Brian Holmes has to come into the pit lane. Not going to be at all happy with that one. Started 17th, had been working through the field nicely. But Brian Holmes now into the pits to get a fresh car, and he'll be on his way. He should still get some points if he finishes inside the first 2 laps.
Adam, just wanted to point out something just while we were all getting distracted by that. Look at the leader, Carlos Diguez. The gap is now down to 3.622 seconds. That's almost 3/4 of a second taken out in that lap by Chepelevsky.
Yeah, 105.320 for Stallion Chepelevsky, 105.911 for Carlos Dieguez. Stallion Chepelevsky disappearing off my screen for a brief moment, but I think he's still there.
Yep, he's gone from mine to there. I think he might have connection issues there.
Well, he's going to have to come back in a moment, otherwise the server will throw him out. Rob Hartley trying to get past Steve Hefford, going into the final corner here, side by side between these two as they come across the line. Well, I think Carlos Dieguez might have just been thrown something here, because Stallion Chepelevsky still has not returned, and
he's dropping down the order. Has he been disqualified?
Shortly not. Let's have a look at...
He just went missing, and that for me, and the fact that he's still here but he's dropping down the order, I think he might have been disqualified. Okay,
he turns into the chicane, and it's hard to tell. I'm sure it can't be a disqualification. The car's too clean for it, surely, but we'll find out at the end of the race. Stallion Chepelevsky, we haven't seen a received throughput yet for Chepelevsky, which sort of highlights that he's been thrown from the server. But yeah, Stallion Chepelevsky is out of the race, and Alex Smolensky is now 9 seconds away from Carlos Dieguez, who with 6 minutes to go can pretty much cruise in confidence to, as long as he doesn't make any mistakes, of course, his first win in his first race meeting in the BSR MX5 series.
Yep, a fantastic result for Dieguez if it goes this way, but you've got to think it is because these three are battling now, and something bad's going to happen if they keep going, and that's Hefford round the outside, a stunning move on Alexander Smolensky there. Hefford takes second place, and look, this is exactly what happened last time. Smolensky now, he's frustrated, he's lost the place, and it looks like Hartley's going to try and take it as well, and if Hartley pushes his nose a little bit too far, Smolensky might end up taking him out by accident.
Smolensky in that beige Mazda MX-5 going through the long right-hander here. Separates the full circuit from the short circuit, of course. And Rob Hartley might fancy his chances here going into the chicane. Whilst these lot battle, of course, this will just allow Carlos Dieguez to pull away even more. Round the outside goes Hartley. This will become the inside for the second part of the chicane. He goes up the inside. Chepelevsky will try and respond on the outside here. A bit of a wiggle there from Rob Hartley's Mazda MX-5 through the final part of the chicane there. And as we head down the chicane to go through the long right-hander to start lap 10 of the race, yeah, a received throughput error for Stanislav Chepelevsky. It looks like a disconnect for the Apex Racing UK driver. Smolensky just holding on to 4th place for now.
Yeah, and that was very, very tight stuff there from Alexander Smolensky. They're really being firm when he closed the door there on Robert Hartley. And, you know, if I was Hartley, I'd be feeling a little bit hard done to by now. But he's obviously got the pace. Look at how much Smolensky's dropping back from Hefford. And Hartley's really going to need to get past him now if he's got any chance of catching onto the tail of Hefford.
Long right-hander then. We've got less than 5 minutes to go in this race. In fact, 4 minutes and about 12 seconds here at Road Atlanta in the BSR Mazda MX-5 series. Adam Bath here with Dave Christie bringing all the action here from Road Atlanta. Brilliant final race here. Carlos Dieguez leading away by 10 seconds, but it's all going to be on. It's all on for second place. Steve Hefford with a bit of an advantage over Alex Smolensky and Rob Hartley. Problems for Steve Walker possibly as Matt Webb goes up the inside of Dries Nice. These two battling over 7th and 8th. Nice is going to go back up the inside. And this is going to allow Cesario Rizzo to get into the picture here. Fantastic battle here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cars all going side by side through the final corner, Dave.
Yeah, but I'm watching the battle for 4th and 5th, and it looks like Hartley might be on the inside line here to take 3rd place from Smolensky. Does it? Smolensky drops back all the way then from 2nd place to 4th place, and he's going to feel absolutely gutted by that one. And look at how quickly Hartley now is trying to catch on the tail as Steve Hefford just around about sort of half a second in front of him. But Hartley is absolutely a man on the move right now.
Well, Hartley, the man that holds the fastest lap of the race in race 3 with that 1:04.9. And he's right on the back of Steve Hefford already. That didn't take too long at all there for Rob Hartley. Going into the chicane then. Not too long to go. Just under 3 minutes. Through the left and through the right. And now up over the top of the hill. Under the bridge. And now back down the hill towards the final corner. He's already going for it. Hefford. He's going to try and turn in. Oh, he's all over the place as Rob Hartley. He was wrestling with the car. And here comes Alex Smolensky. He might try and get both of them here. He's definitely got past Rob Hartley. Is he going to try and get past Steve Hefford into the turn 1? No, just not able to do it. But yes, Smolensky getting that place back on Rob Hartley Day.
Stunning move, absolutely stunning move there. And I'm just looking down the order here. What a fantastic race this has been so far, and what a change of events for Hartley. Surely he's got enough time though. He's got about a minute and a half to get back into the groove here and take on Steve Hefford, because look at how much Hefford has been pulled back into the group as we see Smolensky making a move on the inside. They're side by side as they come down towards that chicane. It's going to be very interesting. And who's that off? Lord Murray, is it?
Yes,
Jason Flood into the wall and doing cartwheels all over, but back up to the action. They're side by side. Smolensky makes the move on Steve Hefford. Can he make it stick? They're going round towards the final turn. I think Smolensky has got back 2nd place.
Yeah, he has, and here comes Brian Hartley. He fancies his chances as well. Whoa, Hefford forcing Rob Hartley to take the inside then. He might get past both of them here. This might be a fantastic move. Up the inside into turn 1. Rob Hartley into 2nd place, but Hefford is going to try and fight back through the exit of turn 1 up to turn 2. Who will have 2nd place here? Hartley will break later than Hefford. Hefford's going to have the racing line and the inside line for the first part of the S's. And Alex Smolensky fancies his chances again as well. So these positions are just yo-yoing backwards and forwards. And Hartley forces, and who's that off? That is not fortunately the race leader, it's Max Wright. But wow, that battle for second, it's just getting more and more intense.
Yep, so we're about to start our final lap any moment now. We're already halfway through the penultimate lap here, and really, you cannot take your eyes off this. I want to, because I want to talk about what a fantastic race Carlos Dieguez has had here. Absolutely stunning. Away out in a class of his own here, 11.5 seconds ahead, but really all the action is happening behind as Robert Hartley goes to try and make a move on Steve Hefford. And I'll tell you what, some of the moves from Steve Hefford, incredibly aggressive. They're side by side as they come across the line to start the final lap. Then here we go.
Incredible precision there from Rob Hartley through the final corner. He timed the cutback brilliantly. He has the second place for now, but once again Steve Hefford will try and hold it out round the outside, and here comes Alex Smolensky again. It's almost a repeat of a lap ago. Hefford will try and hold on. He's going to go off, and this will surely hand the position to Rob Hartley. Hartley gets shoved out wide again from Steve Hefford. Up the inside goes Hartley, but Hefford again has the racing line and the speed to carry through the right-hander, and he's able to hold on to this second place. Through the long right-hander we go. 15 seconds up the road is Carlos Dieguez. We're going to have to look at him in a moment as he takes his first win in the Mazda MX-5 series. But here comes Rob Hartley. He's getting forced onto the grass almost.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Carlos
Very
Dieguez
bad
quickly.
feeling about this.
15 seconds, and he could pretty much stop at the line and wait for everyone else. He wins his first MX-5 race in his first attempt. Here they all come though, Dave.
Yep, so it is Hefford, Hartley and Smolensky all trying to get through the final corner here. Surely it's all going to go wrong, but it's going to be Steve Hefford across the line to take second place, Robert Hartley in third place, and Alexander Smolensky taking fourth. What a final race there, and some very, very tight, aggressive racing there.
That was brilliant between those three. Cesare Rizzo off in the wall on the final corner, and he's going to have to limp across the line after being 13th at the start of the lap. He's going to finish in whereabouts has he finished? He's still finished in 13th, so it wasn't all too bad for him in the end. He didn't lose many places after that, but yeah, what a finish in the battle for second place, and what a result for Carlos Dieguez. Started on the pole position, had a 4-second lead after Stalin Chepelevsky moved up to second place. Chepelevsky had connection issues, he left, but that shouldn't take away from a brilliant performance from Carlos Dieguez. Let's see if everyone is across the line. Yep, Jim Flanagan and Lee Deemer, the last cars on the lead lap. Let's run you through the finishing order then from a brilliant race 3 and a brilliant race meeting in general here at Road Atlanta. Carlos Dieguez takes the win, started on pole and won, 12.8 seconds ahead of the rest. Steve Hefford in second, just ahead of Rob Hartley and Alex Smolensky. Law Murray finishing in 5th. 6th, Dries Nice, with Matt Webb in 7th, Andy Shield in 8th, Jamie Ayres 9th, and Colin Robinson rounding up the top 10. 11th for Mario Girard with Alex Lauritsen in 12th, 13th for Cesare Rizzo, Jörg Danker finishing in 14th, Diogo Melro 15th with Rob Graham 16th, 17th Joe McDonald, 18th for Brian Holmes, 19th Steve Walker, and Alan Mitchell rounding out the top 20. 21st for Ash Beard, the championship leader, not having the best of race meetings today. He'll be hoping to bounce back at the next race meeting. 22nd, Bathurst incidentally, that's wow. 22nd Jim Flanagan, Lee Deemer 23rd, the last car on the lead lap. Simon Landemore 1 lap down in 24th. Jason Flood we saw rolling over whilst in 5th place with 2 laps to go. He finished in 25th, 1 laps down. Kevin Woods 26th, Max Wright 27th, 28th Roy Ververke, 29th Simon Roden, and Lee Barmer finishing in 30th. Stalin Chepelevsky disconnected, had a problem with his connection with 8 laps to go, did the Bulgarian. Thorstein Helgeson 12 laps down in 32nd, Andy Brozens in 33rd, and Michael Barry pretty much disqualified when the lights went green. Didn't bother to take the start after moving before the lights turned green. Well, we'll wait a few moments to see if we have anyone available for a quick word and an interview. But Dave, Road Atlanta, 3 fantastic races, and yeah, the battles might not have all been for the lead, but that battle for second place in race 3 was definitely one of the best bits of action we've seen all race meeting.
Yeah, absolutely. It was thrilling from start to finish on that third race here, and lots and lots to talk about. I mean, obviously Chepelevsky disconnected was a massive issue. That causes huge repercussions for his championship. Not so much in the fact that it throws it into doubt, but yeah, it's very interesting. And I don't know. I just think that there's going to be a lot to hear after this, and the word that I'm hearing is that Chepolevsky's not too happy with the change in the grid that happened for that third race. So it's lots and lots of drama, I think, to come after this.
Well, yeah, we were all expecting, and the rule, as it's been really for pretty much the last 2 or 3 years, is that if we get a full reverse grid, the full is determined by the classified finishers. Really, it's a way of preventing the car that that DNF'd first from getting onto pole position, which realistically happened here. We're not taking anything away from Carlos Dieguez, of course, because it was a brilliant job for him to win race 3. But usually, yeah, it is the cars that are classified within 1 lap of the finish that are eligible for the reverse grid. So yeah, in this case, he who shall be last shall be first, and Carlos Dieguez really backing up that fact with a win in race 3. Well, they have this track learnt, Dave, but next week we go to Mount Panorama Bathurst, and I think the name just sums it all up, really.
Yeah, it strikes fear into the heart of every driver almost. Just want to very quickly touch on something about this week, Adam, and going back to race 2. Now, obviously there was that incident with Dieguez and one of the cars in the lead lap, and there was a lot of questions about Dieguez's his driving ability, his driving standards and everything like that. And I tell you what, he's certainly silenced people now with coming out in that third race and going straight for the win there. So it'll be very, very interesting. But come on, Bathurst next week. What an incredible track, steeped in history. We watch it quite a lot, obviously, for the V8. Very, very challenging circuit. And yeah, if you thought this was bad for the cars crashing in the warm-up during the race, I think it's got a high potential, Adam, for being absolute carnage.
Well, I don't think we'll be getting anyone in the interview room, but yeah, 3 fantastic races today. We're not finished just yet on Apex Racing TV. We may be finished here in the MX5s, but please head over to the other stream that's happening on Apex Racing TV at the moment. We're about to get set for another race in the Club 73 Touring Car Championship. We've got another race to come there. The Kia Optimas and VW Jettas all getting set to go at the Silverstone National Circuit. You can join Alex Simpson and Andrew Woodhouse for that. But my thanks to Dave Christie and Sam Kumo on the cameras here at Road Atlanta today. Congratulations to Stelian Chepolevsky, to Andy Scheel and to Carlos Dieguez on their wins at this race meeting, and we will see you at Bathurst at the same time next Sunday night. But yeah, go and check out the Club 73 Touring Car Championship, which is about to get underway. But from here at Road Atlanta, it is a very warm goodbye to you all.